Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the last Cloudia video. My name is DK, and today we're going to be going over the new Knuckles video. The video did drop early this morning. Unfortunately, I was still knocked out. I do have work in the morning, so I was not about to stay up for some video. So we're going to go ahead and start this video off. But before we go ahead and start this off, I wanted to just kind of touch base on something that on one of the comments that I did get in my previous videos for, I think it was Tales of Sonic. But basically, I did see something about, it looks like it was possibly deleted, about quitting the game based on not pulling a character. Now, guys, it's a gacha game. Eventually it's going to screw you, unfortunately. I'm going to tell you right now, I am not doing good on my pulls. We're already at pity, and I don't have any of the units right now. So it really happens to all of us. At the end of the day, you really just kind of either go with it, save. Honestly, I've kind of noticed the pattern, and I'm going to be upfront and honest with you on how I've seen this game operate. When I throw, let's say, 20k into a unit, I'm going to tell you right now, majority of the time, if I go any further, I will never pull the unit, no matter how much I put to that. It looks like, I almost want to say the game is just not going to give it to me unless I pay for it through the pity system. It's just, I've been playing this game since day one, and that is exactly what happens to me at all times. I know this from experience. I have just had to, I think Bayonetta. Bayonetta is one of them. She would not drop no matter what, and then I had to put some money into it to get her to finally drop. So at the end of the day, the best way to play this game is to go ahead and control your gem spending. Don't get angry, because if you get angry, then you angry pull, and then you're gonna have a 0 count. So with that said, guys, think about what you're doing. Maybe save it for the next week, pull again. Maybe the rates changed on you. I really don't know. Of course, everybody's gonna tell you it's RNG and luck. I've seen differently. I'm gonna be honest with you. So just use your tickets first, of course. Don't use your gems until the tickets are completely depleted, and then good luck to you in the end. But most of the time, like I said, it's just a gacha game being a gacha game, right? Don't get discouraged. It happens to the best of us. It will get better. There's going to be times where you're going to pull a unit right away on the first pull, and it's going to feel great. So don't, like I said, don't quit the game because of that. I'm just saying out loud. But anyways, going off a subject here, the Knuckles video. Okay, so Knuckles finally dropped. We do have kind of a tank DPS here, and we're gonna go ahead and talk about his kit and whether I think it's a good pull or not. But at the end of the day, it is a Sonic collab with great music, great characters. People love Sonic and Tails and Knuckles. Pull for who you want the most. At the end of the day, it's a shared pity. Go ahead and use that pity to pull your favorite character. There's no ifs, ands, and buts, guys. That's the way I feel like you should be operating in this collab, because it's rare that we do get a shared pity. So I think only in 2 instances whoever got this, and it ended up being pretty, okay. So anyways, just my thoughts on that real quick before we start this video. Let's go ahead and jump into it. First of all, the music is absolute fire. Again, I like how they changed the songs for both parts. All right, guys. So that music's so good. So Knuckles is going to be a single wood unit, right? So we know that everything we see here is going to be what it is. So S1 is 10 hits. We have his S2 13 hits, and then we have his S3 22 hits, which is actually really good for a single wood unit. We have a single target S4. So he is a fire DPS, right? I know we just had one because Megius was our most recent. I believe this is like in the 60s. Yeah, 62 hits, which is actually really good for a single target. I'm not the biggest fan of single target, but this guy is going to be doing pretty decent damage on that area. But I mean, at the end of the day, S4s aren't really ideal because people don't really want to watch a multiplayer, right? It's all for personal view, but who gives a shit, right? S4 is really cool though. A lot of hits. Like I said, single-wheeled unit, more of a tank than anything, but he does have some issues with the tanking side. It's not gonna, and I say that not in a bad way. I say that because a lot of his stuff is conditional, because all the units that we have recently are like Tails and Sonic are gonna be are going to have the ring buff. Everybody's relying mostly on the ring buff. Sonic is going to be a more long range DPS as well, the same as Tails, where Sonic does have some, you know, up close combat, right? But at the end of the day, you can charge his ring buff by using his S1, and it's incredibly fast. So getting your 5 ring buffs is very easy with Sonic and Tails. Where this one, he is going to have to use skills, and a lot of his skills are up close and personal. Therefore, he could be taking, you know, a good amount of damage, possibly losing the ring buff. So we have to take that into consideration because we are going to see some crazy numbers here when it comes to damage reduction and max damage percentage. But you have to realize that he could potentially lose these buffs just by taking damage. Okay, so we're gonna start with the trait 1. We have battle start, give unit 1 ring buff, and then when revived, we have a chance to give unit 1 ring buffs, right? So that's only if revive. I'm surprised they didn't throw it at the very end. I don't know why it's up top. It's very confusing in my opinion. So when the ring buff is active, just like Sonic and Tails, we have boost physical attack damage, cut physical attack damage, and then counter damage taken. So basically, the physical and counter damage taken is going to help against like PvP with 2P and Guiles, because those are our counter metas at the moment. So if you're looking for that PvP Knuckles, and then he's definitely going to be able to take that damage. We don't know what his strengths are as far as element wise, but I have a feeling that he might potentially be plus on lightning and earth. But of course, we won't know that until the unit actually drops. So right here, we do have at max capacity, we have max damage 100% and max damage taken minus 60. Again, guys, it is a conditional damage reduction and max damage. So if he takes damage, this could diminish, but we don't know how well he's going to perform with the AI. So potentially he could maintain that. His gear, his paid gear could have stuff to maintain his rings as well. So we'll have to look into that as, you know, whenever it drops from tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow morning. So for part 2, we had for the trait 2, we have Ancient Warrior Clan. When equipped with only 1 weapon, we have a skill damage plus 30% and a damage cap 50k. No conditions there, so a solid skill damage of 30, damage cap 50k. Now we have that, we can stack that with his original 9k, so we're at 60k already at base. When using a skill, give unit a shield buff. Now very similar to Theria and Reyna, but he's going to be giving this to himself, but is lost after 3 seconds. When taking long range physical attacks, chance to nullify damage taken. Now the only thing that I found kind of odd with this is that he is going to be up close and personal most of the time, because of a lot of his stuff is gap closing or up close and personal, like I said before. I don't know how well that's going to perform, honestly. Probably would have. There's a lot of things I would have changed in here. Now, I'll even throw my opinions out there. I mean, it's not like it really matters because it's already dropping, right? Nothing's really going to change here. So, like I said, his skills are charge and deal frontal, instantly close the gap, and charge and deal frontal. So therefore, it kind of nullifies that bottom trait there, because it is when taking long range physical, right? So kind of like Maglian damage kind of thing. At least that's what I take from it. So ring charge when using a skill, for a skill. So very similar to Sonic and Tails, we have the ring buff. When using a skill, you're going to give the unit a ring buff. So we have total of 5 stocks on that ring. When a unit has 2 or more ring buffs and takes an attack, chance to cut 1 ring buff or lose ring buff after 20 seconds. So that's what I was talking about, guys. So chance to cut 1 ring buff when taking damage. Okay. And then he actually loses it. So he's gonna have to AI's gonna have to maintain his skills to keep that ring buff up, to keep that damage reduction high. So that's, I really probably not gonna talk bad about it, but that's something to look out for. Ring recovery when at least 1 ring buff is stocked and lethal damage is taken, very similar to Sonic and Tails. You can survive with 1 HP and restore HP 50% twice per wave, which is actually really nice. But you lose all your rings when this happens, right? So you definitely don't want him to. We want to make him use this as little as possible, but of course, he's not going to be able to take magic damage that well, because a lot of his stuff is physical. Now, there are some advantages with the Z6, and we'll talk about that in a couple of seconds here. And we have Knuckle Guard. So he does have a chance to auto guard, which is very nice. So guard break is less likely to occur. We also have Wall Crush when physically attacking, chance to break enemy guard, damage 100%. And then a damage cap of plus 20k to stone type enemies. This is very odd. I don't know why they put a stone anti-type. It's more of a PvE thing. There is a situation where you would use stone type in PvP, but a lot of people probably are not using it as much anymore. And if they were, they're probably not if they're going to be running Knuckles, right? We don't. So with that said, it's kind of odd. And it's weird because they look like they want you to use them for PvE, which you totally can, but why just stone type? If anything, just should have gave them a brute, 20k to brute, and yeah, brute slayer or something like that. It's just so weird to give stone type. For Treasure Hunter, this is another weird one. We have continuous speed when defeating an enemy, chance to get one item. Don't know why they threw this in here. It's kind of odd. As a farmer, we mostly rely on Beast Hunter for the last wave anyways. That's where all the, really the high level materials are at. So this is kind of just a weird thing to have in there, but you also get your special damage plus 60 and damage cap plus 30k. So that's nice. It's just a bundle of weird shit in one skill right there, but not bad in any way, just pointing out that it's odd. Next we have Infighter, physical attack damage plus 20% and damage cap plus 8k to the closest enemy. That's so weird to do to the closest enemy. Like, I don't know what tells you that it's the closest enemy. Whatever, it is what it is. When close enough to an enemy, physical attack damage taken minus 30. Okay, well, cool. He's close enough. They're gonna it's physical though. Damn, if it was damage taken, that'd have been so good. Really, imagine being close to mage and taking less damage. That'd be nice. But it's physical, so it's nice. It's damage reduction. We'll take it. Fire drive breakthrough 2 physical, fire physical and special damage cap plus 3k. When no weapon is equipped, or one weapon is equipped, it is 6k instead. Very nice. So we're definitely getting closer and closer to that 100k. So I want to say his damage is probably going to be on par with like the new Megius, maybe a little bit more possibly, because he does have this two-handed claw boost, which is really nice at 12k for claw boost 4. So really cool. Gotta love the two-handed stuff. So for the base skills we have here at the bottom, of course, all the yellow is going to be brand new stuff built in for this specific unit. We have Vigilance, Heal Guard, very nice, Guard Charge, Guard Bash. So it's going to be a guard unit as well. I like how they're covering a lot of bases with this. Pose of Glory, Spirit Breath, attack up max, resolve up max, Heroes on 4, armor, HP plus, patience 2, a lot of defensive stuff. So now we get down to the offensive stuff. We have Claw Boost, two-handed Claw Boost, Fighter's Mindset, which is a little bit of reduction in there too. Not damage reduction, but I think it's defensive stuff. I can't remember what Fighter's Mindset is, but I think it's like a defense thing. Favorite Sword, Autogram Brave, Autogram Forward, more reduction there. For physical attack, we have Auto Haste, Dog Eat Dog, Piercing, Fair and Square, which is really nice because that's actually pretty expensive. So I'm glad that's in there. Fire Giga, Fire Attack Race 3, Fire Enhance. So he doesn't have any crit, Fire Critical, which is fine. That they didn't even get him crit at all, actually. I'm looking here. Yeah, no crit at all. Yeah, so you don't even have to worry about crit with him. You probably won't need it. He doesn't come with Fire Mega Drive, Fire High Drive, or Fire Drive, nothing like that. So they really just covered the really expensive stuff and threw it in there. And we do have options for more fire damage. So really cool. And a lot of the stuff is on the URs that are general. So like the general URs, so nothing really, not really locked behind any walls here. But overall, kit looks pretty decent. Minus the whole defeating an enemy, chance to get an item. I really don't care for that. And then the stone type just kind of bugs me a little bit. But overall, Knuckles is looking pretty fire. So now going over his E6 enhancement skills, we do have Transcend Claw Mastery. So these are actually really good E6s. I love how we're now transitioning to actually stuff that matters when it comes to E6. Before, they were kind of poop. So, they weren't really that crazy, but now we actually stuff that benefits the units. So we do have Claw Mastery, which is a 10% physical attack and 5k cap, but only when only one weapon is equipped, you do get a cap of 10k instead. So for Close Mastery, we do have a defense and M&D plus 30% and a damage taken minus 10. We always want to see damage taken minus especially on tank units, because that's going to be all damage. Skill damage boost is 15%. And then we also have skill charge 3, which is a restores 15 seconds to skill 3 bottom left, which is really nice. And it's a transcend. Let's see here. Dog Eat Dog. Skill damage 20% against non-boss enemies. Man, I'm actually like reading ahead. I'll continue. I'll come back. Boost guard damage cut, guard break is less likely to occur. Very nice. We have guard enhance, and then we have a physical damage taken -20. I would have so rather have had a magical damage taken -20 instead of that skill damage +15. Damn. They're really making it hard for my boy to take magic damage. He does have a lot of guard, so I definitely I could definitely see some builds for this that will help him survive magic attacks. But I'm actually really interested to see how this guard enhance works and how well it is on breaking. So really cool. I do really like this. Yeah, it's a good E6. It is. It's definitely worth going all the way for his E6. I know some people do kind of just pick and choose. And this was previously. Now, going all the way is actually really important to make sure that you kind of unlock everything at this point. Before, like 1500K cap, or 1500 cap was not really worth spending the materials over. But now this stuff, now you have percentages, you have damage reduction, you have guards, you have defense and M&D buffs, you know, big damage caps in one skill. It's really good. So that's a good E6, guys. I definitely approve of this one. The last thing here, which would be the LR, we have Green Hill Zone LR. Trait damage, fire physical attack damage is 20%, and then at max HP, fire physical attack damage is at 20. Wow. So that's a total of 40% damage for fire physical at max HP. That's really nice. When taking an attack, chance to gradually boost SCR. So look like a Revenge Brave at max 50%, resets each wave. That's really cool. So we get stronger as the more damage you take. When equipped with only one weapon or no weapon, boost physical attack damage based on how much HP is left. I would have swapped that out for damage reduction, at least -20 damage reduction. Yeah, that's kind of odd because this, like I said, he's more of a tank DPS. So they really should have thrown the damage reduction in there. I don't know why that's not there. But it is what it is on that. So learnable skills, this is what we all care about. Deep impacts. We have Battlestar, give unit a cut movement speed, debuff continues until incapacitation. Really nice. When unit has a cut movement speed debuff, physical attack damage +20. So it is a continuous buff. It's a debuff that's a buff. I like that. And I think it's just, I don't really see it might be an icon. That's really cool. I do like deep impact. It's a really nice skill. Vertical loop, when unit has, I really want to know the cost of that. Vertical loop, when unit has a boost movement speed buff, which he does, that is going to boost his SCR and defense. So that's really nice. Again, I would like to know the cost of that. Maybe 6 SC on that. And then we have fire weak point breakthrough. We have when hitting an attribute weakness with fire, damage cap +1K, and then one weapon only, you get 2K instead. Flame armor is very nice to have. I definitely would like to have this. Continuous flame wall 2 effects plus 35%. So really nice. There's only one unit that not really one unit, but one unit that does good on the walls, and that's Theria. So that's really cool that we're actually finally getting these on arcs. And then we have the fire chance and claw boost as the additional skills. So really nice. Now for the 100% AER, the spring accessory, rarity 6, skill damage +10, and damage to airborne enemies +10%. One thing that stands out is the 20% in general. You have skill damage +10, no condition. We also, well, I mean, the condition is skill damage, but still, and then damage to airborne. So very similar to Sky High. Of course, bosses, it probably won't work as well. You most likely just get the skill damage +10. But in PvP, you're probably going to get the full 20%, which is very nice to see on an accessory. And then you also have stat increases here. So we have HP +500, SCR 58, and defense 53. But what really also this is actually just amazing accessory. We also have attribute resistances for fire and earth on here. So yeah, that's why I'm kind of seeing. I don't know. He might have some that plus on that earth and that earth and thunder, man. That'd be really cool. No status element resistance, and that's totally fine because they do give you a lot on the trait stats and attribute resistance. So we'll definitely take that. As far, oh my god.
Getting set to travel this summer and need a wireless plan that'll keep you connected?
No. So overall, guys, Sorry about that. So overall, Knuckles is great, guys. He's definitely what we anticipated he's going to be. He is a little conditional, more PvP oriented, but he can definitely perform in the PvE area. Thoughts on pulling? I definitely, at the end of the day, if you guys like Knuckles, he's your favorite character, go for it. If you've built the pity, because like I said, it is a shared pity, and this is the guy you want, make sure you use your tickets first. If you're doing daily singles, wait to the last day and then make your decision. At the end of the day, pick who you want, guys. Especially if you're having a blast with this collab. I've seen a lot of people be pulling Sonic and Tails already, so this is their last man. So good luck to you guys on that. So at the end of the day, I'm not here to push you on pulling. At the end of the day, this is going to be up to you on how you want to do. This guy's not going to make or break your account in any way. He will help you with the PvP if that's what you're starting to do. But at the end of the day, Sonic is still the man for DPS right now. He's fast. He has a good hit count. He's just overall just a really, really great Thunder unit. I'm sick and tired of saying he's mid. He's not. So stop saying that shit. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was somewhat informative so that you guys can make your decision on your pulls tomorrow morning. I will be throwing whatever little tickets I have left because this game has absolutely stole every gem I've had saved up, and all I've gotten so far is the Tails arc, which is actually what I wanted. So I'm not mad about it. It's just the way it is. But again, guys, good luck to you guys, and you guys have a safe night, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Peace.